So, Mr. Pityana, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. First, give us more details about what was discussed in this meeting.
Shahan, thank you very much to you and your viewers. We really appreciate that the President convened us as the NEDLAC executive made up of all the social partners, business, government, the trade union movement and civic society organizations. One of the key things about the meeting was an opportunity for the President to give us a sense of where he sees things going and what the extent of this coronavirus has been in terms of all dimensions of South African life. And of course, its impact on the economy was always going to be one of the key areas of discussion. He highlighted what those are, and he also afforded us an opportunity to reflect with him on what we think is going to be the way out and what are the key areas and key elements. Now, in his highlights, of course, at a very high level, he clearly reminds us of what we already know, that this comes at a time when we're experiencing low growth as a country, and also it comes at a time when we just got a sovereign rating downgrade that is going to make our situation very, very difficult. Our own analysis as business is what we shared with the social partners, including the President, as to what we think that means for the economy. Importantly, he was using the meeting to ensure that all of us have a common understanding of the impact of a combination of all these things on society, on the economy, and the positioning of the country, and inviting us to reflect with him on where our thinking was going in terms of the vision for the country, how we might begin to want to develop plans and goals. Clearly, this has set a very good framework for social partnership for all of us together to work with the President, who has provided such incredible leadership to our nation in helping us navigate this. I can crystallize just 5 points that he made in terms of how he sees it. As I indicated, he said COVID-19 represents a fundamental change to the way we are going to do things on a going forward basis, because its impact on our society is going to be quite phenomenal. The impact on health and of course, consequently, the health budget would have to be reviewed. Our own budget that we agreed two months ago, has to be looked at all over again. But the big thing was a conversation around the social impact and the humanitarian impact, and we've seen aspects of that. And of course, what the recovery path would be looking like. All of us tried to reflect with him on what those might begin to look like.
Yeah. So I'm running out of time, so very quickly, let's get through the following points. Does it look like the President is considering easing regulations for business to operate so that our economy doesn't literally, go into a position where we can't recover? Have you raised that as a concern, and what's the response to that?
As social partners, we're agreed that there isn't an either-or. We don't have a health versus economy, and we need to look at this in tandem, because if we don't handle this right, then the gains that we've made in the lockdown period might be reversed with even more disastrous consequences for the economy and society in general. So we've taken pain in the last 3 weeks and taking more pain on a going forward basis. There is an expectation that there's going to be a phased-in relaxation of lockdown arrangement, carefully choreographed and looking at where it is permissible to do so, and protecting the gains and continuing to make the inroads and progress that we've made. So certainly, this is not a never-ending situation, but the way we return back to normality is one that is going to be a phased process.
Yeah. And does it look, it might be a question that you can't answer, does it look likely that we're going to see an extension to the lockdown in South Africa, given those discussions?
Well, we didn't have that discussion, but certainly all these things are carefully considered. There's a great deal of science behind it. There's an examination of where others are going and how they are doing this, and we're learning a lot from those that the mistakes of others, and we hope that the approach that we are taking is one that will position us best. Even though we're taking a great deal of pain both as business and labor, we expressed our full support to the president and government in the way that they have navigated this very difficult space. This is uncharted waters, by the way.
Yeah.
And we're firmly behind what they're doing. But of course, there are a lot of interventions, and we shared today, the executive director presented the progress made with regard to mitigative steps that we agreed amongst ourselves as social partners to cushion most vulnerable businesses, the impact of short-term unemployment arising from people who are not going to be getting paid because of smaller businesses and businesses that can afford to pay their workers, and also those that fall in between, to make sure that the humanitarian disaster is averted.
And lastly, given that concern and discussions around mitigating, the pressure on businesses, there are complaints that the Unemployment Insurance Fund has technical glitches in its system and it's delaying workers getting their salaries that they need through this fund. Did you raise that as a concern?
The Minister of Employment and Labour was quite candid with us that the pressure on the Unemployment Insurance Fund is unprecedented, as you would expect. And he expressed appreciation that a business has not stood on the sidelines to criticize, but has offered support on what it is that we need to do to make sure that they have a requisite capacity to deal with that. So we are keen to assist and work with them to ensure that the backlog that is there is addressed and so quickly. And I must use the opportunity to, on behalf of business, urge those employers who may be wanting to take advantage of the crisis and abuse the system to please avoid doing so, and encourage employers to also assist their workers where they can to navigate the way through to accessing the system, because that's our responsibility to society too.
All right, thank you so much for your time, sir. Appreciate it. That was Sipho Pityana, Business Unity South Africa chairperson.